especially because I coordinated the show about 3 years ago. It's been about 10 months since I graduated from Brandeis, and to admit, I was a little embarrassed when I received the email, thinking what knowledge could I impart to my fellow Brandesians. But I hope my story and my experiences will inspire you to take a plunge in the industry, which is notoriously exclusive and a little daunting at times. So since we're at Brandeis, let's start with education. I came into Brandeis thinking I wanted to major in economics and international global studies, but I also had a passion for fashion. And obviously they didn't offer a lot of fashion-related courses, so I took this opportunity to look at fashion, study fashion from various academic disciplines. So, for example, in my economics class, I wrote a paper on the Guild Group website, which is widely popular and has been emulated by other websites. And in my philosophy class, I looked at Hitchcock's films and how he used costuming to do character development. And in my anthropology class, I looked at the nuances of national costumes. And in my history of fashion class, I looked at several documentaries and influential fashion figures like Karl Lagerfeld. So I didn't let that discourage me that Brandeis didn't offer many fashion courses, and used that opportunity to explore fashion from different angles. So beyond the classroom setting, the most important thing is internships. After my freshman year, I decided to take an internship with W Magazine in Korea. This stemmed from my passion for journalism, and I wrote the high school fashion column, and it felt like a natural choice for me. So I was their first intern, and they didn't quite know what to do with me, so I went on a lot of high-profile shoots, met a lot of celebrities, interviewed them, went on a lot of photo shoots. So I was lured in by the glamour of the fashion industry, and I decided after my freshman summer that I wanted to become a fashion editor of a global publication. So after my sophomore year, I went to Vogue China in Beijing, and went through the same thing. On the first day, actually, they asked me to rearrange the entire Vogue library full of 23 different editions, and I was overwhelmed, but had to get it done. And that example kind of shows what kind of grunt work that goes into the industry. And I, went through my fair share of Devil Wears Prada moments, but I still love the experience, and I went on a lot of photo shoots with editors and built up my responsibilities. But I discovered at the end of the internship that the work was kind of monotonous, and there was a lot of inherent inefficiencies that was starting to frustrate me. And the focus was primarily on the aesthetic beauty and not really much on what happens behind the scenes, which really interested me. So I decided that becoming a fashion editor was really not the best choice for me. So for my third internship, I looked for something with a little bit more of a business exposure, as well as a location in New York, because I really wanted to be at the fashion capital. And before I move on to speaking about my third internship, I wanted to emphasize three things. The first one is building your own brand. Building your own brand, meaning coming up with a portfolio, documenting your internships, your schoolwork that is related to the industry that you want to delve into, having business cards that you could, give to your contacts, and which leads me to the next point, which is networking. You can't get by in this industry without networking and having a large, pool of contacts that you can reach out to, hairstylists, makeup artists, stylists, and you name it, you're gonna need it one day. And last but not least, it's being, grateful and being thankful for the people around you who helped you get there. So for my third internship, I was looking for one in my junior year, and I submitted over 40 cover letters and resumes, and I still couldn't get an internship. I had 3 interviews, but I didn't think it was the best fit for me. So in my junior year, I did a residency with the ethics program, bringing in a eco-friendly Korean artist named Ho Sub-yoon. And I met a postbac student through the artist, and it turned out that he was also in my philosophy class. So we got talking, and he told me that he was interning at Saks Fifth Avenue's men's fashion office and would be more than willing to make an introduction for me. So I gave him my resume and he passed it on to his boss. The next day, she reached out to me and I was in New York that weekend, did the interview. Luckily, we got along really well, and I started working that summer, and it was an incredible experience. My boss was still one of my biggest supporters, and she's also the one that got me to New York Fashion Week, the first one that was held in Lincoln Center, and I was sitting front row and second row for the major fashion shows, and it gives you a reason to dream, and I definitely saw what I wanted to work towards too, and I knew what I needed to get there, just so I had my name on the invitation in the front and second row. So after my internships, I started to see white space opportunities. After being in the industry, you see, oh, like this idea could potentially work. So I started doing that in my senior year, and luckily Brandeis joined the YMA Fashion Scholarship Fund in my senior year, and I was a little bit nervous about applying because I was working on my senior thesis at the time, but I decided to take a risk, and it turned out to be a great experience because it was very complimentary to my thesis, and it introduced me to my mentor, Paul Rosengard, who unfortunately couldn't be with us tonight, but he sends his regards and hopes to see all of you very soon. He'll be visiting Brandeis in a couple of weeks, but he guides me through everything. We meet on a regular basis, and he consults on career trajectory and helped me settle in New York City. And he's also the one that led me to my current position at Li & Fung USA in New York City. And I'm currently working as an assistant brand manager there. I'm managing 11 brands in total, 6 fashion accessory lines and 5 menswear lines. And it's been a blast so far. And if you want to, if you have any more questions, I'll be available for the cocktail hour. And on the side, I've also taken on an entrepreneurial task. I've started my own independent style consulting business for a luxury menswear label, and it's also been fun. It kind of stemmed from my interest of just dressing my guy friends and them coming and asking me to take them shopping. So I do that on my spare time, and it's also really fun and complementary to the work that I've been doing. So just to close, I really want to thank Demi and the BASA team for inviting me. It's truly an honor to be here. And you guys did an incredible job. I'm so proud of you. And I just want to challenge all of you to get out there, start building your own brand, network, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. The BASA organizers will have my contact information. So it's been a pleasure, and I'll be available for any questions at the cocktail hour. Thank you.
Thank you, Jiyun. Speaking from personal experience, as Jiyun has picked out probably half of my wardrobe, she is amazing. Give it up for Jiyun Lee.